try to keep your comments to 3 minutes and sign a card.
Okay. My name is Patrick Sullivan. I own a home on 5 North Lang. It's in O'Fallon, unincorporated. And I've never spoken before a forum like this, so if I seem a little bit nervous, it's because I am. Anyhow, I'm not sure what this council can do, if there's any action that can be taken or not, but it's about a subject that I think needs to be heard. Someone in a position of authority needs to know what's going on. And again, in regards to Art Jasinski, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Art
Janassi. I understand he's the one issuing all the directives, in effect issuing the orders for these people. I've personally witnessed one of his agents, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my understanding that they are allowed to approach a home, knock on the front door, and ask permission to proceed further onto the property. I personally witnessed one of his employees knock on the door directly across the street from my house, and no one answered. They worked during the days, and no one's there. He proceeded around through the backyard and was actually interested in another neighbor who's here tonight, Dave Reeves' home. And I proceeded to call Dave and let him know what was going on. And I know those two had some words that day, and I think Dave spoke at the last council meeting here as well. Again, I don't know if this gentleman broke any laws. It was my understanding that they could go as far as the front door, knock on the door, obtain permission, and then go about their business, whatever it was they were there to look. But this gentleman just made himself at home, and it just didn't seem right to me. And there was another incident at my personal home. I've got she's 16 now, she was 15 at the time, year-old daughter who saw the same gentleman. I believe his first name's Dan, but you know, I wouldn't want you to quote me on that. The same gentleman basically peeking in the basement window. And it was shortly after that I got a letter from the county asking me what percentage of my basement was finished. And that definitely didn't seem right to me. If this gentleman's peeking in windows, I figured someone needed to know about it and what was going on, and I didn't know who else to bring it to, so
Okay.
that's basically all I've got.
All right. Thank you for
Appreciate
your
it.
comments.
Okay.
Anyone else for public comment?
Good evening. My name is Lee Hilliard, and I live at 1 East O'Fallon Drive in the O'Fallon Hills subdivision. And I'm also commenting on Mr. Art Janassi. Second-hand information has been given to me that agents of his, or perhaps even him, have attempted to enter homes when residents were not home. One time, approximately 1 month ago, I came home to find my lower lock on my front door had been jimmied with somehow. And numerous times in the past 2 years, I have been harassed constantly by code enforcement for a truck that I had complied by putting over a form-fitted cover on it. Yet I was constantly asked to remove it from my property. I ended up selling the truck, and then it stopped. But I'm concerned about this when agents of the county do seem to overstep their bounds a bit in enforcing stuff. I understand that there are laws in this county, but that's just what I'd like to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, then I close public comments. Now we have, is there an oral report from the county executive?
Very short one, Mr. Chairman, just with regard to the article that was in the paper yesterday, I guess, or Saturday, on our discussions with Lindenwood. I think, as a council, you were aware that those were going on, and hopefully they will continue, and just want to make sure everybody doesn't get their expectations too high here. We're at the very early stages of this discussion and really exchanging information about each other's property. But if you'd like to talk to us about it, or you have some suggestions, or please give me a call or come by or catch me in the hall. But I'm real excited about the possibilities here, and we're going to work real hard to try to work out something that's a win for both sides. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to
I
approve.
I would like to remove, under approval of bids, I would like to remove corrections for the temporary nursing services from the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Then moving on to the consent agenda to approve.
Motion to approve the remainder of the consent agenda.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It's been approved, and let's go back to the portion that was removed.
I would like to leave that tabled for another meeting.
All right.
I have some questions on that I would like to speak with county executive about.
Okay, all right. Then, if there's nothing else, then we'll move on to bills for final passage.
Bill number 3558, an ordinance granting conditional use permit 7193 for general contracting services to Billie Jean Louvier.
Is there any questions or comments on Bill 3558? Seeing none, will you read the bill?
An ordinance granting conditional use permit 7193 for general contracting services to Billie Jean Louvier. Councilmember Hibbler?
Yes.
Councilmember Brazel?
Yes.
Councilmember Matheny?
Yes.
Councilmember White?
Yes?
Councilmember Wynn?
Yes.
Councilmember Hollander?
Yes.
Councilmember Darty?
Yes.
Bill number 3558 is passed, and we're moving on to Bill 3559.
Bill number 3559, an ordinance granting conditional use permit 7406 for a campground to Edward P. and Tammy N. Barrio.
Any questions or comments on this?
Yes. This is in my district, and we raised some questions at the last meeting about the septic system for use on this. This is temporary workers to come into a farm business. I'd like to add one more condition in regards to that. There are 4 conditions on the bill in front of us. I'd like to add the 5th condition to be that a septic system repair permit for septic system repairs sufficient to support the intended use of the site shall be obtained and repairs completed prior to site plan approval. And a 6th condition I'd like to add is on the 3 campsites that they be limited to no more than 9 occupants at any one time.
9 each or 9 total?
No, 9 total. Well, okay, then we need to say it that way. And on the 3 campsites, that the occupancy be limited to 9 total persons.
Second. Second.
So,
All
all
those
those in favor? Say
Aye.
Aye.
All right, then we go back and vote on the bill as total.
Is there any other discussion on it?
Is there any further discussion?